Hey guys, AJ here, back with another one for you. So guys, once again, we're going to talk about single moms, right? And guys, there's this stupid concept called married single moms that's out there, right? And all these 304s on the internet. Oh my God, my husband, he doesn't help enough around the house. I need help. I need a partner. Even though he works 16 hours a day, I need him to come home and help me. Clown world, right? Guys, they're trying to say that they're married single moms, and all it is just giving women an excuse to file for divorce even more. So guys, we're going to go to the dumpster fire known as TikTok and look at married single moms. But before we do that, like, subscribe, drop a comment, guys, because it really helps keep this channel going. Check out my second channel linked in the description, guys. I'm on Crumble now. Check out the link in my description to go over to join Crumble channel. I can't say the name of the site. Guys, check out the playlist, because I have a whole playlist on saying single moms. And let's get into this.
What's up, TikTok? So I haven't done one of these videos in a while, but I'm going to do one today because I have a little bit of free time on my hands. Let's jump right into it. I shared a video on my Facebook page from someone else's TikTok that I ran across last night. And it had everything to do with being a married single mother. Now,
Please.
Sounds like an oxymoron. Married, single, mother. Don't mix together, right? Absolutely. You're a married single mother essentially when you are legally married. But you are pretty much a single parent. Now, single parenting does not necessarily mean that you are financially doing everything on your own. Single parenting does not necessarily mean that you are physically or, just on your own altogether. Single parenting just means you feel like you don't have a partner.
You feel like you don't have a partner. You guys notice what she said there? You feel. So she said it's not that you're doing everything by yourself financially or that the labor is on your own, like actual single moms. It's that you feel like you're doing stuff yourself. Look at that. Look at that, guys. What does that even mean? What she's saying is that if a guy can be doing everything that he's supposed to do, going to work, paying the bills, watching the kids when he can, and she can still find a way to feel like she's a single mom. Clown world.
All right. So it's whether it's emotionally,
Please,
physically, psychologically, spiritually, whatever it is.
Spiritually.
The partnership just is not there and you feel alone. You feel single, taking on the responsibilities on your own, whether it's mental, physical, whatever you want to categorize it as.
Guys, what are mental and spiritual and emotional responsibilities anyways? What does that even mean? Because this is the downfall of society, is making decisions that tangibly affect relationships and households based on nebulous feelings and terms you can't even define. All nebulousness.
And it happens far more often than we like to shed light on.
That's crap.
Now, being a married single mother, here are the effects of being a married single mother. You lose the joy in being a mother. Like, the joy it's sucked out of you. Why? Because you're drained, because you're doing it all the time on your own. So you don't have a time to take a breather, sit down, really relax, and enjoy what you're doing, because you feel like you're always in go mode. So it puts you in survivor mode. It puts you in, I gotta be masculine and feminine. I gotta be mom and dad. I have to cover all bases in just one person.
This chick lives in America and says that she's in survival mode. Isn't that funny?
And it's draining. And it's unfair. But one thing I did mention was essentially other women kind of do it to ourselves. Like, we do it to ourselves because how often do you find a woman being offered guidance on keeping your family together, hold it down, be strong, sis, by a male figure in the family? Not very often. You get that from the other females in your family or other females in your life or in your community, in your village, right? So we preach this thing about being strong, holding it down, taking all the responsibility, while the male isn't necessarily getting that kind of guidance or talking to. So, in the light of good sisterhood, let's be a little bit more supportive and fair to each other.
If this chick honestly thinks that there's a sisterhood,
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
clown world. And guys, this is why a lot of guys aren't even trying anymore. You can do everything as a guy that you're supposed to do, and she can feel like a married single mom. And guys, her hashtags, you ready? Hashtag married, hashtag single, hashtag married single mom, hashtag married single parenting, hashtag single parenting, hashtag women supporting women, hashtag sisterhood, hashtag supporting moms. Look at that, guys. Look at that clown.
Cannot keep doing everything around the house. I am starting to feel like what people call a married single mother. How can you be married and a single mother? That doesn't even make sense. Plus, when I met you, you were a single mom. I know I was a single mom, but you know what? When I was a single mom, I only had 2 kids instead of 3. Who's the 3rd kid? It's not me. Feels like you're an extra kid because I'm having to clean up your messes because you are not participating in keeping this house clean.
There it is, guys. Right there. Now, guys, I was waiting for this because I knew that this is where this was going to go. Guys, isn't it funny? First of all, in this scenario, this knuckleheaded 304 was a single mom who found a guy to manage to marry her, right? She found a guy that was willing to marry her, right? Which, in and on itself, she should be appreciative of. These modern 304s do not appreciate the fact that 40, 50 years ago, a single mom is cooked. There's no way any man, and even in most of the world, Asia, Africa, the Middle East, no dudes are marrying single moms. Right? So guys, back in the day, a single mom would have to overperform in order to get and keep a husband, right? And then as far as the cleaning up thing, what these 304s don't understand, guys have their way of cleaning things. Girls have theirs. The only difference is that women insist on stuff being cleaned their way. Let's just say that this scenario is real. Let's just give it that. I guarantee you that the husband, in this case, did the dishes that he wanted to do them, put them away, and she's like, "What is this?" Right? She wants it cleaned exactly the way that she wants it. So he just said, "You know what? Do it yourself then." And they've been fighting ever since.
Leave your clothes on the floor. You leave dishes all over. The other day you came home and your shoes were all muddy, and instead of taking them off outside or in the garage.
Sounds like he works outside and a hard job. He probably works on a road crew from 4 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night, right? To come home to see this ostrich looking broad talking trash.
You tracked mud through the house. Honestly, it's worse than having a 3rd kid because you're bigger. You make bigger messes. I'm working. I am exhausted. And I'm working too. But on top of that, I'm taking on the majority of the household and childcare duties. So while
Well, he makes more money than you. So that's what you have to do. You have to do the offset. Guys, so when it comes to equality in the household, I'm all for it, because let's just say that you have Tony and Stephanie. Tony makes $100,000 a year. Stephanie makes 60. She's gonna have to offset that 40 grand she isn't making. And guess what, Stephanie? That involves doing the dishes, the laundry, folding his socks, etc.
you come home and get to sit down on the couch and watch TV and relax, I don't get that time for myself. If you need a break, why don't you just take it? Whenever I take a break, you're constantly texting me, asking what to feed them, what they need to wear. So it's not a break for me.
Because if he does it wrong, you'll whine and complain and moan. You know what I'm saying?
Cannot.
Guys, look at this. And of course, all these knuckleheaded 304s are in her comments. Oh, and guys, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how their solution is divorce. So now you're really off doing it by yourself. You're in a... You took the kid's dad away from them, and you're making less money, living worse of a life, and trying to date as a single mom. That makes perfect sense. And all these knuckleheaded broads in their comments are like, yeah, go on, sis. Yeah, I got divorced. I'm strong and independent now.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
Clown world. Look at that. Guys, are hashtags. Hashtag married couples. Hashtag married couples of TikTok. Hashtag healthy relationship tips. Hashtag healthy fighting. Hashtag couples tips. Hashtag couples fights goals. Hashtag couples fights. Hashtag real relationships. Hashtag real relationship. Hashtag marriage goals. Hashtag marriage advice. Hashtag married couple. Hashtag married couples. Hashtag relationship help. Hashtag couples support. Hashtag relationship support clown world.
That I was doing so much without him, and we were married.
This is facts. It's so crazy because I was married with my kid's father. I was with him for 13 years. We were married for 7 years of those 13 years. During the entire marriage, when I was into church, I would go to church by myself with the kids. Like, he never went to church with me. My family took family trips to Disney World every year. He never came. It was just me and the kids. Thanksgiving, Christmas, whenever we would go visit the families, it was me and the kids, just by myself. I was doing so much with the kids, doctor's appointments, everything, by myself.
Now, guys, here's the thing. Chicks are either the victims or the heroes of their own story. Guys, she didn't say why. Maybe he worked a lot. Right? Maybe he didn't get holidays off. Maybe he's working out on an oil rig or whatever. You don't know. But they leave that part out to make themselves look good. Right? Come on now. And even if, let's just grant that her ex was the devil, right? Why did she marry him? And why does she have 3 kids with him? And guys, these modern chicks are so weak, aren't they? Guys, back in the day, the 1910s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you had kids working on farms. You had black women cleaning white people's floors. They still had 7, 8 kids. They would still cook home cooked meals every night. They could deal with their husbands going off to wars and freaking salesmen who would leave for months and months at a time. And did they complain? No. These chicks now are useless, man. Useless.
So then when we finally, we get divorced over the years, like, he gets upset because he has to pay child support, so he chooses not to pay it. He, refuses to send money. He sends it when he wants to every now and then, $100 here, $200 there. Like, this went on for 12 or 13 years after our divorce.
You divorced him.
During this whole time, I'm like messaging him saying, hey, time is going to come when your kids are going to realize what the real deal is. Like, I'm making sure they have a relationship with you. Like, I'm, making sure that they see daddy, but they're getting older and they're going to realize what it is. He would respond back, F you, B, you petty B, you bitter B, like every.
Because you divorced him and you took his kids from him, you moron. Guys, the only reason why most men be that angry, right? Because a lot of guys, we accept situations. The only reason why a guy would be that angry for that long is if he was doing what he was supposed to do and it still wasn't good enough because she wasn't happy, right?
Everything. Like, he stopped talking to me. You talk too much. You are jealous, B. You jealous of my new woman. All this stuff. So last week, and I recorded the conversation because I keep every bit of communication. He messaged me. He goes, hey, I was talking to, our daughter. And he's like, we need to learn how to be civil for them. So I want to know if you'll sit down and talk to me and let's talk this stuff out. I said, bruh, they grown now.
Bruh.
They 20, 19, 17, and 14. There is nothing else I need to say to you. Anything they need, they can come to you. Like, I don't even need to answer your calls. Like, you've been on block. Like, mind you, he called me from a no caller ID number. So he kept trying to God has shown me that I need to forgive you. God has shown me this. I've been in my word lately.
Nah, this guy's fault. Either she's capping, right? Or she's actually telling the truth, and homeboy's a beta. You know what I'm saying? Guys, I have a lot of subs who are trying to co-parent. And guys, look, I don't have any kids, but the advice I can give is, yo, if your wife leaves you, or some chick lies about birth control and gets pregnant, guys, email. Don't talk to that chick about anything except the kids.
I'm like, you what? You did what? Like, oh, I said, did God tell you that you should pay me for the $85K that you owe me in child support? Like, what? God told you to forgive me? I said, look, dude, I said, I've been let that stuff go. I've tried to be civil with you over the years, but I've put up my boundaries. Like, I have peace now, and I'm not about to let you break that peace, especially when.
What do you guys notice? No wedding ring, right? So this chick has been single ever since. The thing about these single moms, they think that it's going to be better on the other side, right?
You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom. Now you a single mom.
And this chick's going to die alone.
Your kids are grown. He gets mad and hangs up in my face. I sent him 32 screenshots of text messages of me telling him the exact same thing over 12 years.
I realized that I was doing.
Like I said, guys, these chicks are cooked, man. Right? Guys, don't date single moms. Right? And guys, any chick who you would see listening to this type of stuff, let's just say that you do decide to choose to get married, right? Any chick that even looks at this type of material, guys, cut her off. If you guys have your passports, either stay there or bring her here and keep her away. Guys, let's just say that you date like a Vietnamese chick and you marry her, right? Keep her in that Vietnamese community, right? A Muslim chick, keep her in the Muslim community, because this 304, yes, I know 304ness is like cancer and it's spreading, but I don't know, guys. These chicks are cooked. Her hashtags. Hashtag married single mom. Hashtag co-parenting. Hashtag co-parenting drama. Look at that, guys. All right, you guys, it's AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and I'm out of here, guys. Have a good one.